Hey friends, it's great to be back with you. If you and I have not met, my name is Emma Lou with Heartfelt Creations. Today I'm here to share some tips and techniques on how you can create a beautiful thank you card the quick and easy way that still looks like you spent a lot of time and put a lot of thoughts in it. Now the tips and techniques that I'm going to share with you today can be used for many different projects. We're going to learn how to take a large flower and do some versatility with it by making it fold in half and making it look completely different. We're going to layer it on some beautiful background papers, and we might even get to do some glittering. How does that sound? So as we get started, when I create a card that is smaller, this is your 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card. We're going to start with the base, right? So I wanted to make something that's quick, easy to decorate, right? So with this one, I'm going to pull in my paper so you can see this. This one comes from the Dazzling Dahlia collection. And with this one, there are many papers that you can cut apart and create beautiful quick cards. But when you look at this the first time, you might be like, but yes, how do I use this? So that's what we're going to do. So I took a 12 by 12 piece of paper and I wanted to just use that as the background to create something that's kind of quick and easy to finish, right? So you have this paper that really starts being the hero of the card. So we're just going to go ahead and layer this on top. So this paper that I'm using came from the same 12 by 12 piece. So the one that I used for my original card has a little bit of a different piece of the design. So every time you cut apart, say your 12 by 12 piece, you'll have the design hitting a little bit different direction. So you'll be able to start seeing that. Here the lace is coming down on this side. Here the lace is on the opposite side. So it's kind of a fun way to just make those quick and easy cards, getting a lot of cards out of one piece of paper, but then adding those to your card. And then I like to accent. The second step is accenting with a die. Now the die that I'm using today is a really beautiful versatile die that many of you may have seen. If you're completely new to Heartfelt Creations, this might be a new die for you. This one is the Royal Elegance frame die. As you can see, it's like, wait, does that die come out of it? There are many different pieces that you can cut from. This is the base, so you'll see that there's fun ways to create with this. So I always look for a decorative die that accents, and this one accents very beautifully for those 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch cards. So we're going to go ahead and just layer that on top. Now, that's really pretty just the way it is, and you could put on, your really simple thank you, and you could finish it off, right? But I wanted to take it to the next level and share with you how you can alter a flower and have a quick flower that's dimensional and pretty, the easy way, right? So I'm using the dahlia. Now the dahlia is one of those flowers that has a couple sizes. So you have 2 sizes, and this is what we call more of one of our larger, bolder flowers. So that equals a lot of versatility with just 2 sizes. We also have the shaping mold that shapes this for you. So having the stamp die and mold makes that you have beautiful creativity the easy way every single time. So to get started creating that flower, all I did was I stamped this flower in the Rose Madder archival ink. Once you've done that, you're going to go back and you're going to use your Sunflower archival ink. Now, if you're just joining me, let me know where you're watching from. Tell me what you're loving about what you're learning in this event. I know that this event is jam-packed filled with so many different things that you can create. Your brain goes into creativity overload. So what I really recommend doing is watching the first time through and then getting the products you need to make sure that you're equipped to do what was demonstrated, and then go back, rewatch, and do it with me. So it's just a quick and easy way to create those easy, what I call easy breezy, beautiful cards very quickly. So I'm going back with the Rose Madder, the same ink I stamped with, and we're going to just add in a little bit of color. So just like that, you have those beautiful petals all colored. So very quick and easy coloring technique. We have these daubers that are specifically designed with points so you can get a little bit easier shading versus the round design. So that really speeds up your coloring and makes it you have beautiful flowers very quickly. Now with this, you'll see that this flower does not look like this flower, but the next step is going to be putting it into your mold, and the molds will shape it for you, making sure that you have the same beautiful shaped image every single time. Now with this one, you can have it where the stamped image is up and it's going to cup those flowers up for you, right? If you put it stamped side down, it's going to do it the other direction. So literally all you need to do is just put that in, mist some water over it, just a light mist of water, put the top plate on top, and that just kind of cookie cutter presses it through the machine and presses that for you, so you don't have to do it. So you can do a lot of flowers very quickly. With this one, you'll see I have a layers, okay? So I took this 6-petal flower and layered it like this. So what did I do? So once that's shaped, it comes out, you have a flower that looks like this. So first of all, we're gonna cut this in half, okay? So that's gonna be your background, see that? And then you're gonna go ahead and cut it into 2 petals and 1 petal. And then this petal is going to get laid on top of this to create this flower, right? So you're gonna go ahead and just bend this back a little bit, bring in your hot glue gun, add a little bit of hot glue over this back layer, and just fold this over. Just make sure that those petals are kind of offset, and just kind of hold and press for a little bit. Now you could stop right here if you wanted to, totally up to you, but I'm gonna go ahead and utilize this last petal. So this last petal has a little bit of lip, and I'm going to go ahead and utilize that part to just bend back, so that gives you a little bit of an anchor for your gluing. And when I glue this down, I glue a little bit into the actual petal as well. So we're just going to go ahead and overlap that and put that in the center. I'm going to press down on my paper so I don't accidentally burn myself. And there you have that flower. So you have this flower that's typically just a nice, round, beautiful design. This one's done on vellum with a stem and a different decorative die. So super versatile, super elegant. And you can also use this image to background stamp. Now this image that we're using as the leaf comes from a different set. Now this is from the Dazzling Dahlia collection, all the stamps, dies, and papers I'm showing you today. This one is a dahlia and leaves. This is a beautiful background stamp, and it also gives you leaves and fillers. Now this set does have some individual, just the flowers, and then this one has those leaves for you, and then it has those beautiful background flowers. So with this, what you're going to do is you're going to take the stem, and I circle cut this little flower off, so that creates kind of this base that you're going to layer this on top of, right? So you have this little piece that is just all stamped in your green, like an olive green is great, and then just layer this on top, so you kind of have that stem. And then I went ahead and you see this piece over here on this section. Now this stem is a little bit larger than the one I used on here because we have a couple different ones. So you know what, I'm gonna just layer this down just a little bit further. Let's make it about the same length, okay? Yeah, let's do it this way. So this one's gonna come in at the card in a different direction. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. And then I have this little piece that I like to layer on the bottom here to just make it look finished, and that was just trimmed from another leaf design. So it just makes that, this was stamp die cut, colored, and it just kind of hinges beautifully over the top to just kind of give that a finish, kind of that flower bud look. It looks like it was just meant to be. So anytime you're doing this in a little bit different direction, so the paper's a little bit different, the stem, there are 2 different stems in here. You've got one that has a little bit more of a curve, which I used on the first card. I'm using this one right now, so this one has a little bulb on it as well. I had trimmed that one off, but here you can see now when you go back, if you do a little bit of variation, you can go back and you can see, okay, how do I layer this together? So we're going to go ahead and you can see, okay, based on this design, where do I want this to sit? So with this one, I think I'm going to have it going more straight up and down versus an angle because of how the stem lays in there. So we're going to go ahead and just add some glue just straight down, and then we can go back and add our sentiment. Now you could also layer it in at an angle if you wanted to. Totally up to you based on what you prefer. Once you've done that, you can go back and you can set your little thank you in there, right? So this one, I added it on the other side because the leaf was going the other direction, so you can really kind of see how you want it to be. I think I'm going to utilize that leaf in the back kind of as an anchor too. So we'll go back and just glue that in. So if you know who you're going to give it to, you could make this thinking of you, thank you, happy birthday, pretty much for any special occasion that you want. So it just looks like it's meant to just live together, and you have that beautiful card. So 2 different variations, just a slight variation on those, and then you're ready for your glitter. The glitter is fun. You can do lots of different aspects with glitter. Today I'm going to show more of what I call a detailed glittering technique. It's one that I especially like to use on my cards that I do like have a beautiful background paper. So I'm going to use the dryest clear glue with the fine tip. The fine tip is an artist's fine tip, so you get to see how you can write your name with it. You have great control. So there's a very small amount at the tip. I always like to test how much is at the tip. And then I'm going to flip this upside down so you can see a little bit better. How I add fast strokes, make sure my tip is very clean, make sure the glue is right at the tip, and I add very fast strokes of just really thin lines of that glue. With this one, think thin to win and move really fast. You're acting like you're following the pattern of the paper in the background, but you're really not. You win by moving fast. I'm using a ultra fine crystal glitter. This glue does dry clear, so I'll just tap that off. And once that dries clear, you'll have this kind of like this sugary, glittery background like you see in here. Then you can go back on the flower and you can add some to the flower as well. So I'll do very quick strokes. If you stop and you kind of are like, oh, which way do I go? That's when the glue starts to kind of just get thicker. So the faster you move and the more you act like you are an artist and you just go back and forth and you move very quickly, the better that glittering is going to look. I want to add a little bit more to that. And just like that, you have that entire card glittered. So it's a very quick and easy way to add the glittering very beautifully. It's very delicate. And you have the A2 size card, your 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch, made in no time. Then this flower can, let's do it on this one because this one's dry. This can just kind of flatten down for mailing, and then you can pop it right back up again. So with this, I hope this inspires you to create your own one-of-a-kind dazzling dahlias. This one can be used many different ways. Here at Heartfelt Creations, we have the collections with the beautiful papers, and today, as a special thank you for participating in this event, you get a free paper pad valued at $25 with a $50 purchase. Just enter coupon code 212054, and that expires on April 21st. So make sure you take advantage of that when you're shopping on our website at heartfeltcreations.us. Before I go, I wanted to share a couple more beautiful examples. This one is the dahlia done on the foam, which is a very beautiful way to use that. I love how that turned out. Here is the dahlia, just layered many different ways. So you can really do some fun things with that if you like to do some super elegant cards. I think like Mother's Day. You might have your Mother's Day cards done yet, but this, I'm sure your mom or one of your best friends would love receiving a card like this. Or you can keep it super simple and do that very same concept. Put it on vellum, perfect for mailing. Here's another one that I did with the dahlia. I'm using that same die that I just showed you with the foam as the background. So lots of unique ways to utilize that dahlia beautifully, easily, very quickly. So with that, I hope that inspires you. If you don't have these products yet, we'll add them in the links below for quick and easy ordering, or you can go to heartfeltcreations.us, click on the shop, and go to the Dazzling Dahlia collection. Don't miss out on the free paper pad with a $50 purchase. Just enter coupon code 212054, and that expires on April 21st, 2021. With that, have an amazing rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Bye.